This is a story about how I almost lost my wallet with my IDs, all my money, my passport, and all my medication in a cab in Bogotá in Colombia. So in September of last year, I went to Colombia to visit one of my best friends. She lives in Bogotá. And so I flew there first, and then we were going to travel all around the country. So we were in Bogotá for like a day or two, and then we were going to fly to Nuki on the coast. And so this is the story of how I almost lost everything right before the beginning of our whole trip. So we took an Uber from her apartment to the airport. And if you know anything about Bogotá, you know that the traffic is crazy, so it takes a long time to get anywhere. We gave ourselves more than enough time to get to the airport, like check in and check our bags and like have time to chill. But my backpack that I had brought with me to Colombia was too big for the personal item on this airline. So I borrowed one of her bags, and it was like one of those black drawstring bags. And unfortunately for me, it matched the like color of the interior of the Uber that we were in. So we're getting out of the Uber. I didn't even notice that I left the bag on the back seat of the Uber. And we're grabbing our suitcases out. We're like, oh, everything's good. And then the second he started driving away, I was like, oh my God, my bag. So I started panicking, freaking out. Catherine is like, it's okay, we got this, we'll figure it out. So she calls the Uber driver. He's not picking up. Finally, he picks up. And then he goes, no, I'm not coming back. So me, a ball of anxiety, I started crying because I'm like freaking out. This is my passport, all of my credit cards and debit cards, all of my money that I brought with me for this trip, like all my IDs for like my driver's license, everything, my medication that I need to stay stable with my bipolar disorder, it's all in that bag. And another thing, in Bogotá, they have rules about when you're allowed to drive based on, I think it's the last digit of your license plate, if it's an even number you drive on certain days, and if it's an odd number you drive on other days. And this Uber driver was not supposed to be driving that day at all. So that's why he didn't want to come back. Because I guess if he were to come back and get pulled over, he would get a huge ticket for driving on a day he's not supposed to. They have this rule to kind of mitigate some of the traffic. I don't really know how much it helps, but maybe it does. Maybe the traffic would be even worse if they didn't have this rule. But yeah, so we're like calling him, we're pleading with him. Like, she's on the phone. I don't speak Spanish, but I can tell she's getting mad because this guy is not cooperating. But we finally get him to agree to let us send an Uber motorcycle, because they have that there where they will have Ubers for delivery stuff on a motorcycle. So we finally got him to agree to let us send one of those to his house. So we get his address from him. This man lives very far away from the airport, by the way. But yeah, we finally get him to agree. And then he's like, oh yeah, but the other Uber driver, he's probably going to steal from your stuff. So do you want me to like wrap it up so like it's sealed and he can't get into it? And I'm just thinking at first, you're just saying that so you can steal my shit and then cover your ass. But we're just like, yeah, sure, if you want to seal it up, that'd be awesome. At this point, we're racing the clock. Like, we are running out of time. So Catherine she goes up to the counter, explains the situation to them. They let us check in without my passport, and they let us check my bag and everything. And they're like, as soon as it gets here, you need to come up to this counter. You can skip the entire line, show us your passport, you're good. And then you're going to have to like haul ass to the gate. So we do that. All of our bags are checked. We're just like anxiously watching the Uber app on my friend's phone with the delivery, and we're like anxiously waiting. He finally arrives. We are literally like 5 minutes before the gate is about to close. This man arrives at the airport with my bag. We're like ripping they use like the plastic wrap, so we're like ripping the plastic wrap off with my fucking teeth, like just trying to get into this bag so I can get to my wallet to get to my passport. And I finally get it. I run up to the counter, I skip the entire line, and they're like, yep, here you go, you're good to go. And we can literally hear them calling us over the intercom. So we just like booked it. I didn't even have time to check if everything was in my bag yet, but we just started booking it. And we made it through security. We made it, luckily it was like the domestic terminal, so there wasn't as much to do, but we made it through security, made it to the gate, they were like irritated with us, but I was like, I don't care. I'm just amazed we made it. I felt like I was in a movie, like running through the airport while they're calling my name over the intercom. And like, now it's a funny story, but at the time I was a ball of anxiety and like crying and upset and like scared. And it turned out that this man did not steal a single thing from me. All of my money was there. All of my cards were there. My IDs were there. My medication was there. He didn't steal anything. So to that Uber driver, even though you were kind of a pain by not turning around and coming back when you had barely left the airport, thank you for not stealing any of my shit. You're my hero.